tell people to refresh their page. All right, we are on air. Welcome to today's landing page review session. My name is Josh Ledgard. I am one of the founders at Kickoff Labs. With me today is Izzy. So Izzy, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I do marketing here at Kickoff Labs, and pumped as always to look at your landing pages and offer up our best advice. And really, Josh, I'm just really excited to start looking at some pages.
Yeah, me too. Before we start, I want to say a couple things. So first of all, there have been some technical problems with the chat service we were using. If you happen to be somebody who is seeing the video, but you do not see a chat window below the video on our webinar page, you're going to want to refresh the webinar page. You may need to restart this webinar. But then if you refresh the page, you will then see an updated chat widget. So we did have some problems with the chat shortly before the start. And if you refresh the page, you'll see the new chat. And I can see there's at least 8 people who figured that out here. And the second thing I want to say is that we prefer these to be interactive. So that means a couple things. One, if you are here and you submitted your page, please introduce yourself in the chat and put a link to the page. We prefer to prioritize people that arrive here so that we can have some Q&A and some questions with the people while we're giving feedback to make the most of it. So that being said, the other thing that I wanted to point out was that this is brought to you by Kickoff Labs. If you didn't know, we do landing pages and opt-in forms for lead generation. So any kind of campaign, we run contests, we run startup pages, we run general email collection or lead collection and notification services. If you haven't tried us out, give us a try, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. All that being said, let me dive into sharing my screen and get up to the pages that we're going to be reviewing today. Hold on one second, and we will start looking at all of these. All right, so everybody should be seeing my screen now on the in the webinar. Izzy, can you confirm you're seeing the screen?
Yeah, we could see your screen, Josh.
All right. So first up today is a company called OftenDrive. I love the URL OftenDrive. It sounds great. It's kind of it has a great alliteration to it. They have a nifty little logo. It's the first thing you see, so it gets the point across, like OftenDrive. Now the next thing I see on the page is this car that's covered in snow as the background window, and a sign that says "No more shoveling." We're the peer-to-peer vehicle marketplace that eliminates in-person key handoffs. Earn up to $10,000 a year and have your car pay for its own parking garage space. It sounds like a couple things. So as a background, it sounds like it's a peer-to-peer vehicle marketplace. Like I could take my car and I could register it with OftenDrive, and then other people would use it and I would get paid, would be my assumption. It seems like this landing page makes a little bit of an end run around that for acute marketing purposes, saying no more shoveling. And that would actually, if I didn't read the text below it, that would lead me to believe that what it was a driveway shoveling service or something. Like I can just get off and drive. I don't have to worry about shoveling. In wake of the recent blizzard on the east coast of the U.S., at least that's the first thing I thought when I saw this when I saw this landing page. And it wasn't until I read this detail that I get that that what they were after. And so what I would look at is think about switching it up. So earn $10,000 a year sharing your car, or something that has to do with what it is, or a peer-to-peer vehicle marketplace in this tagline area here. And then you can say, you know, you won't shovel anymore because you'll earn so much money you could pay for its own parking garage space. It's a nifty little hook, but I think it's misleading to go first, because people coming to this page may not necessarily have the context that you have as the person who set up the page. Izzy, do you have any comments about this one?
Yes. Well, actually, aside from just basically just nailing who it's for, because like you said, I was also a little bit thrown off. I thought it was kind of like a service, but it's actually not. I mean, so just explaining really well exactly what you're offering, what the people will be getting. On another note, I'm seeing that okay, there we go. I'm seeing that the image is pretty high quality, so I'm actually wondering how heavy it was, because the page took just a little bit to load on my screen. So just so you're aware, make sure that your images are optimized before they're uploaded. Those are my suggestions.
And then the going down on the page, I'd also say the next thing would be there's this notify me, but what are you giving away? So what's the incentive for signing up with the service? And so I think any service today really should have saying, you know, hey, you know, you'll be the first to earn 10K a year. Just something simple that gives you an incentive, like why you should sign up. Or, you know, you can change the text. Instead of notify me, it could be share my car, or earn money sharing my car, or, you know, something that goes with the rest of the copy on the page. The button text doesn't always have to be submit or notify me. Now I do know that these guys are a Kickoff Labs customer, so if I submit this, there will be an incentive here, or at least the sharing links are here by default. So you'll see the unique sharing link saying, hey, you know, this is your link, share it with others to get credit, and this isn't being used. So I would say think of it as some sort of incentive. If you get 3 people share, we'll let you into our beta. We'll send you some screenshots, some videos, just something here to incentivize people throughout the process. All right. So the next page that I have here, we're going to go to pinkpetro.com. Okay, so Pink Petro. The first thing I notice is this nifty logo, Pink Petro, and I see a video. I'm not going to play the video. My assumption is that there's a video here, and it's you've taken a couple minutes to explain what you're doing. What I always say about people about having the video is the video is not necessarily a substitute for having some high quality headlines. And so the next thing that happened, the thing that's missing on this page, and it's in smaller print, is the social channel for women in energy. So I would think about you know, having something on the right hand side that says join other women in energy, something that highlights this, that says, hey, we are the social channel for women in energy, in a larger headline. It could even be above the video, sort of as a tagline to the logo, saying, here's the logo, we are a social channel for women in energy, learn more by watching the video. And then you've introduced the video, so it makes more sense when somebody starts watching the video and you've teased the video and gotten people to watch it. Then you can still have this detailed text down here about what's going on with it. I think what I would do is this is a landing page. I would think about just having one thing as the latest news here, because all of these links can be distracting and cause people to leave the page and not sign up, which is ideally your goal. And I would use that as maybe incentive, like, what do you what are you looking to get people to do? And there should be a clear call to action on this side of the page where it currently says the Founders Council. And on this side of the page, the clear call to action should say, hey, join us to get into the beta or something. Join us to know when we open up the beta again. Because it says the beta is closed, so we're no longer accepting testers. To be on the wait list and be in the next batch, join us. And then you have this. The other thing I would consider doing is, this is an example of a form where right now you have this first name, last name required. I'm generally a little leery about places that require things like company, last name. I think you want to stick with just making first name required and email required, obviously, because you want to have a way to contact them. And then that's typically what you'll use in newsletters, because you'll say hello, first name in newsletters and email submissions that go off. And then you're not going to scare as many people off. If last name is required because you're doing some sort of background check on the people that are there, and the company is required because you need to background check people that get into the community, then by all means make it required. But if you can avoid making a field required or even having it at all, I would do that because it makes the form less intimidating. The lastly is there's this sin here of leaving the button to say submit. Nobody wants to. The old adage on landing pages is nobody wants to be told they have to submit. And I would think about following up with get on the wait list. Something in this button text that would make it a little bit more along the lines of what you were asking them to do. So if this says join the wait list or get into the community, that should be mirrored down here in the call to action button in this location. Izzy, did you have any comments about this page?
Not specifically. I think you pretty much nailed it. I agree with you on all of your comments. The main thing basically my main pet peeve is this submit button. So yes, changing your call to action so it's more focused on the action being taken.
All right. The other thing I just noticed, a little bit of technical detail about the webinar, the chat widget we switched to, I was not seeing chat posts being made to it. For some reason, I had to click the pop-out thing in the corner, and now I'm seeing people's questions here. And so, yes, I see a bunch of pages submitted. And let me go to the first one that was here live, which was Jeannie Holder. All right. I see this on the page, and so it starts out. What I like about this page, the first thing I saw is that when it starts out with a headline. The headline might be a little bit long. I might consider switching it out where you've got this image down here, the ideal client mastermind, and having that logo or that tagline up first, because the headline's a little bit long. But what I liked about this as a subheadline is that it addresses the viewer of the page. So it says, what would it mean for your business? Instead of guessing where your clients are, you knew exactly where to find them. You could even consider shorten that. You could say, what would it mean for your business if instead of what would it mean for your business if you knew exactly where to find your clients? Or what would it mean for your business if you knew exactly where to find the ideal clients? You could shorten it. I know you're trying to say instead of guessing, but you can get more to the point with a tagline. And then you could say in the smaller print, we're all looking to connect with the right people, and sometimes search engines require some extra help. I would be, again, specific. We're all looking to connect with the right clients on social media, and you can't do it alone with search engines. That's why this exists. Right, so be more specific on the page to niche down in terms of what you are attempting to do on the page, what problem you're attempting to solve for the customer. And let's see. So if I make the page, it is kind of responsive, which is good. So it means it'll work well on a mobile device. I see some some issues with the page. It's being kind of cut off here. This text doesn't quite render. It overlaps the button. This gets cut off, but it kind of works in this page, in this view. If you want, we could hook you up with a Kickoff Labs account, and we could get a better page going out for you. But then let's keep going to the next half of the page. Get advanced launch notice. I would say I wouldn't focus on the get advanced launch notice. I would focus on, you've got this great incentive which is hidden in the small text, like get a free tutorial today, or get a free lesson today, or start finding your ideal clients today. We'll send you a free tutorial and you'll get advance notice of the launch. Because the thing is, as an incentive, just getting advance notice of a launch isn't very useful to the person who's come to this page hoping to find a solution to their problem. But you've got an incentive. You're going to be delivering something to them. I would focus on that as the incentive to sign up, and then you'll be grabbing them for your mailing list. Izzy, do you have 2 cents you'd like to add?
Yes, I was actually just answering a question here on the chat, but I did have a couple comments to add on the page. Here we go. Okay, so I do also think that incentive is just way buried deep. I mean, it was hard for me to see that there's a free video tutorial and a checklist and worksheet. So there's all kinds of stuff that you're giving away for free, but it's only compressed into that, into that little block. So so just like Josh mentioned, compressing your headline a bit. This actually kind of seems to me as if it can maybe even be combined into one. You can obviously, if you start using Kickoff Labs, you can start A/B testing, and you can test which headline performs well. You can combine them. You can do all kinds of cool stuff just to figure out which combination converts the best for your campaign. Another thing that I was kind of noticing that just threw me off just a little bit, it says what clients are saying here at the bottom, what clients are saying, but then right off I'm being thrown with authentic promotion, don't feel sales or pushy, and that doesn't really seem like something that the client would say. The client's quote is a little bit further down, so these somewhat headlines here, like sub-headlines, they somewhat throw me off, and they don't really provide context for the testimonials themselves. So pretty much that, playing around with compressing the text a little bit, making your incentive more noticeable, and we think that would really help improve your conversion rate. Josh, want to go ahead? We'll be moving on to the next page.
Yeah, hold on. I've got the next page up here. Let's go with the Source Doctor. They're in the chat. So hi, Brett from Source Doctor. We'll take a look at your page next. Wait, just one more thing I wanted to say about the last page, because Izzy was right on. Is that incentive, when I thought about it more, should probably be one of the main headlines. It shouldn't just be in that little box. I think it's a really great value. So many people neglect to add an incentive like that. That you should really call it out, because I think it'll help you stand out for your clients and the people you're trying to reach there. All right, so now we get into a related business. So Source Doctor, be profitable with your leads. Okay, say goodbye to endless hours of searching for phone numbers on the internet and say hello to Source Doctor. Sign up now to earn a free trial. Okay. It is my pet peeve. The submit button is back again. The text submit. I would change this to say, get leads. Start getting phone numbers. Something that's related to what you're doing, or at least join us or sign up now. Anything besides the word submit would be helpful. Scrolling down through the page, what is Source Doctor? I would say, if you're going to answer the what, so one of the basics of the landing page is nailing, not just an incentive, but explaining what you're offering. So it's great that you have here, but I think you could dive a little bit into it. So this headline could even be Source Doctor finds information for your leads, or instead of, you don't have to ask what it is. you could just actually say it in a couple of headlines. And so I might think about headlining these features, and so help improve your staffing and recruiting, eliminate hours of the day internet searching, and I might use those things as callouts and headlines here with the screenshot that you've got to the right. And I think that would help you because you're kind of wasting a headline with asking the what is here. How it works. We do the work for you. I would say SourceDoctor does the work for you. You don't have to say again how it works. I would just say we'll do the work for you. Step 1, upload a spreadsheet. Step 2, get results. Step 3, connect with candidates. And again, these are things that be called out with a little bit more space on the page with their own headlines. And here you went back to like a regular headline. So pricing is simple. 1 credit per lead. When your lead reaches 0, when your account reaches 0, you can always purchase more. You'll never be charged for a name with no result, which is great. Price it. You might even say, you're only charged. Pricing is simple dash. Only pay for what works or something, because everybody could say their price is simple. But your point here is you're actually saying that with SourceDoctor, you're only going to pay when it works for you. And I might call that out as the headline. So you're only going to pay for what works with you. And so think about that benefit called out on the top instead of just saying a declarative statement that pretty much anybody could make saying pricing is simple. So now let's back to the top of the page. This be profitable with your leads, now that I've read more about the product, doesn't necessarily fit what the product is. It's more turn leads into customers faster. Like you're helping people take these leads, get the information that helps them turn into paying customers. And it's not necessarily you're helping them be profitable with their leads. It's that you're helping them source information about their leads to more quickly, find partners. Because all of your benefits have talked about saving time, about what we do for you, about the information we dig up for you. So for that tagline, I might think about relating it more to the core values that you've put below on the page. And now let's enter an email address and see what happens.
I was going to say, let's see the sign-up process.
All right. Here, so here's a little bit. It's interesting because I know this is some of the default text that we have, or at least it's close to it. But it actually works here because you're getting credits. I might be specific and say thanks for your interest. The more friends you invite, the more SourceDoctor credits you earn, or the more leads you can look up with SourceDoctor when we launch. So being specific with what the credits are for. So in case somebody doesn't read your pricing, whether it says the pricing is simple, you want to assume that somebody just saw your tagline. Assume the best case scenario. Somebody saw your tagline and they said, yeah, sign up for the service, and then they say, well, what's this credit mean? Like, what do I use credit for? And then what are these rewards with 50 credits, 100 credits, 250 credits? Like, I might explain that a bit here, or simply say and earn free lead reports or something that's easily understandable, assuming that somebody did not read all of the copy on your first page, because you understand what credits mean in this context. Most people that sign up, I'll bet, would not understand what credits mean and how you're applying credits to their account when they launch. And then you have this reward profile. Again, you could use this text down here to explain what's going on. That's sort of the way this theme was designed. It is a Kickoff Labs theme that lets you do this. It is a Kickoff Labs feature that lets you track and see how many referrals people have signed up. But this space is really intended to help explain that. So you explain it once up here, you give them their scorecard here, and then you explain it in detail what the credits are and how they use them down below in this section of the page. Izzy, do you have anything you wanted to call out?
I think you pretty much nailed it. The only thing that was kind of bugging me is just, and I think that you did mention it, just the amount of text here. I just find it a little bit hard to read, the fact that it's so compressed as well. Just looking at the layout, because the rest of the layout is wide open. You know, it's has lots of white space. Everything looks good, but those small things like the text, it just feels a little bit compressed to me. You can probably hit, um, you know, just try hitting it with try compressing it into a single paragraph, or into maybe two paragraphs, because here you have 1, 2, 3, and then we have our steps, which has 1, 2, 3. Step 3 isn't in bold, so it's just a little bit different than the steps previous. So that just gives it just a slightly off look, and those are things that people will notice. I mean, uh, if it's too compressed, people are not going to read all this text because they're just going to be too lazy. If it looks a little bit off, they'll say, well, something's wrong with this page. Hopefully something's not wrong with the company, but I'll sign up anyways. But just taking care of those small styling details. That's my comment, Josh.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said on the page about breaking that section up into some headlines that go down across the page. So we had a guest, Taylor asked, actually first Colton asked, "Hi Josh, would you talk about the techniques customers are using to drive traffic to their page? Do you see most people use PPC, SEO, email, or social? We'd like to know more what other people are doing to get people to their page." We've got a lot of detailed answers on this that we've blogged about. We've done some past webinars, and Izzy, I'm sure we can post them into the chat as well. In general, it really depends what kind of campaign you are using, for example. So if you are an e-commerce site that's running a contest, most of that traffic tends to come from social. They'll post it to their social profiles. The contest, if they're using Kickoff Labs, has that viral sharing. And you see a lot of the traffic coming from social. You also see a lot of people using the landing pages and primarily using campaigns from email specifically to landing pages. So if you have a specific campaign, so in our case, most of our traffic to these webinar landing pages comes from the emails we send reminding people about the webinars, and it's the campaigns we send out saying, hey, here's a new webinar. If you're interested, sign up. We get that initial burst and most of the initial traffic from the emails that go out, and then later on from the sharing and some other links we put into the product and have friends share online. For landing pages, when it's just a page, SEO isn't that big of a thing because honestly, the pages with the goal of getting people to sign up aren't the biggest SEO attractions. Like the SEO attraction is the lengthy piece of content that goes on the blog and has an opt-in form next to it. That's your SEO attraction. Thinking about where you use something like a Kickoff Labs opt-in form next to your big SEO attractions to get people to sign up for the same campaign that you may have a dedicated landing page for in addition. But the SEO, I think about that more as your main site and lengthier content on the blog. And then pay-per-click and advertising in general. Again, it depends. I don't see a lot of success in the startup space these days with startup landing pages and pure pay-per-click AdWords. Honestly, AdWords has gotten so expensive that you really are going to be paying for traffic if your space that you're advertising in has any value. But we do see a lot of success with using retargeting advertisements. So if you retarget, meaning somebody has come to your page, they've seen it but not signed up, sending them ads around the internet to get them to sign up. There's a service called perfectaudience.com that we use that works really well, and people use as an effective way of when they have the landing page out there to drive the traffic. And then let's see. Some other random questions while we're here. So Summer, yes, it will be available for playback. If you signed up, we'll email you the recap out tomorrow. It looks like Izzy posted the hacks for growing your audience. Let's see, and Gabe from OftenDrive. We let off with your page, and so it'll be available for playback. Taylor asks, is there a way to add an About Us button that pops up a small text box on the landing page? Email support at kickofflabs.com, we can talk about that. I generally don't find it very helpful on landing pages. It's why it's not built into our templates. It tends to be more of a distraction. If About Us is like critically important because you've got celebrity founders or somebody who's going to draw a crowd or have name recognition, it's better just to actually put that content right on the page and say, you know, this is why you should join our product because we've got these experts and these are what the experts know. That extra link where it says About Us isn't going to get a ton of traffic. Let's see. And Gina says, thanks for the feedback. We'll make changes suggested. You're welcome. Happy to do it. And that is all for now on the questions. Let me look at the next page that was posted here. So it's chosenguru.com. So Izzy, do you want to start off with that one?
Sure, I'll go ahead and start off with Chosen Guru. Let me locate the page, one sec. This was one that was submitted to us. Oh, here we go. Jesse submitted Chosen Guru to us. Alrighty. For some reason, the chat didn't want to render the URL correctly, so let's go ahead and go to that URL now. Okay, so Chosen Guru, become a fitter, better version of you. Today is the perfect day to start. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm not sure if this looks like, well, okay, so this is a home page for a blog, for what looks to be a blog. And I'm seeing here that the text here, you know, where it says today is a perfect day to start is just a little bit hidden. It's not really explaining to me what the page is about. Chosen Guru somewhat explains to me that it's, you know, that it's maybe like an information site for, you know, right off the bat, some kind of snowboarding guru or something like that. But right off the bat, you're seeing that the first call to action is a go to our blog button. So you're actually sending people away from your page right away. So you're I mean, you're still trying to get people to sign up, but you have this big fat button here that says go to our blog first. I mean, that might work because in a lot of cases, people generally want to be educated, generally want to get to know you before they actually sign up to your mailing list. So this might be a good strategy. You know, first sending them to your blog, let them get informed about who you are. Welcome to Chose Guru. So I'm seeing a misspell here, which to me looks unprofessional. Right away I would leave this page. Okay. Especially since this is just like an empty page. You know, I'm sorry. It's just an empty page with just one post, no comments, 0 likes. I would abandon this page immediately. So let's go back. Right off the bat, then I would get rid of this go to our blog button and just focus on getting the email address. So if you're just launching your company, I would focus mainly, Jesse, on just getting that email. You're saying, hi, my name is Jesse. The reason I'm here for is very simple. Okay, so you got to check your grammar, Jesse. I'm simply here to create a better you, the best version of yourself that you probably don't even know exists. So this, I would imagine, it's some kind of life coaching, some kind of, well, like I said, a guru. You know, like those gurus who technically just give life coaching lessons, who just give all kinds of stuff. But none of that is actually provided up here at the top. You know, I had to dig in to the actual copy to figure out what it was about. You had me jumping from one page to another to actually find out what it was about. And here we're seeing it's a new fitness and self-improvement website. So this is actually the copy that should be on the main website. I mean, you should be saying that this is an actual fitness and health improvement website, because I mean, you just left me guessing, and just making it clear, basically make it clear who it's for and getting that email address. Focusing on getting that email address. Once you have a ton of like,
I'll say, Izzy, I love the I love the that text that's up there on the headline as maybe a tagline.
Mm-hmm.
or a subheadline or something. It just, like you said, it leaves you guessing. Whereas the real version, the real copy was what you highlighted down there, which was the what it is. And the other thing that you kind of mentioned is you kind of get the subscribe. The subscribe box is really kind of flip-flop, where it says subscribe to stay in the know. It's free. The highlight should be receive free fitness guides, tips, and tricks. That should be the highlight. And then, receive this, it's free. And then the subtext, subscribe to stay in the know by entering your email address. Think about the incentive being first in this box versus the call to action here.
Well, I mean, pretty much, I was just winding down. Those are pretty much all. That's pretty much all of my advice. Just making it clear who it's for. Not having people click so many call to actions. Just have one call to action on the page, and once you start creating more content, then go ahead and start sending them to your blog, and people won't feel so quick to abandon the page, just like I was actually. So that's my advice, Josh.
No, it's a good point, and I like the point about thinking about the text copy. The Become a Fitter You being that white copy being hard to read on my screen. I felt like it was hard to read on top of the white background image as well. And then the red, today is the perfect day to start. For some reason, because of the brightness of the background image, that was almost even harder to read. So don't make people strain their eyes to read headlines on your landing pages. All right, the next one that is here, the folks from SportsMatcher. So I'll start off here.
I just want to comment real quick, Jesse. Hope we weren't too mean. I mean, we're doing this because we want you to get the best conversion rate possible. So, and that goes for everybody. I mean, we're obviously providing our own personal advice, but we do it lovingly.
So the next person that came to us and is in the chat is the folks from SportsMatcher. So SportsMatcher, there's a nice image of somebody doing a sporting thing. He looks, I don't know, either thrilled or terrified, or a combination of both from the look on his face on the skis there. I might just something to consider. What I might think about is, on a background image here, there's this person flowing downhill, so your eyes kind of look at where he's going. That makes you skirt across this page. I know you can align this page left or right. It would almost be better to have this page if this image was mirrored, and he's overlooking on one side of the page, and then the sign-up form is on the other side of the page. So the goal being to get somebody's eyes, if they're following the person and looking where the persons look, to look then in at the sign-up form that you have, right? So just visually, that's kind of the first thing. The first thing I'd call out about the page is think about, can you somehow set this up so that the form is on one side, he's looking at the form instead of looking away from the form, because you're kind of wondering, like I was, what is he looking at? And he's looking down. He's not looking at this actual copy here, and that's where you want to get people's attention, and that's how you want to leverage the background. So, plus 1 point for making the background image related to what you're doing. Minus 1 point for the background should probably draw the attention to the form instead of taking it away, which I think it takes it away a little bit today. So now we get into the copy. Looking for a group of people to shred, pow, or catch some surf. SportsMatcher is the community for you, connecting sports lovers to share their passion together. Register your interest now for early access to the SportsMatcher app and never miss an opportunity again. I would say you could almost do without this line, because you want to say a little bit what you are. Looking for a group of people to shred, power, catch some surf. We're building an amazing app, or this amazing app will make it you'll never miss out again. Like, we don't want you to miss out. We're building an app, we're building a community. Kind of, you can combine these two paragraphs into one shorter bit of copy that explains the what. So you've got the why somebody would join. Explain the what in one of these paragraphs. So that way you have the why, and then a what about what it is that you're going to be doing and how you're going to be fulfilling that why. I would rearrange the form. I would put email last. Email is required. I assume you want people to fill these things in. So I'm interested in, let's say kite surfing. And then in, where do you want to go? If this is meant to be a location, I would ask for where are you located, because I know it reads as a sentence. I'm interested in kite surfing in. I would make that even more obvious than it is here. So I would say I'm interested in that. That's obvious because it's a drop down you're choosing, but this is open text, so you want to be really specific about what you want somebody to put in an open text field. And so I would say in the area of, or around the location of, or in the vicinity of, something that makes it clear that you're looking for them to give their location. Again, I see this a lot where the incentive is early access. I don't find that particularly compelling. I think it'd be more compelling to offer somebody a little bit of of a reward for signing up besides just early access to get there, and that's kind of up to each person to figure out what the best incentive is. It could even be enter for a chance to win something like some sporting goods or something. Just so it's a chance, you're thinking about that that incentive beyond just early access, because you don't explain what that means. Like, is that 1 week early, 1 day early? Is that 2 months early? Like, and if it's a community, does that really help me? Because if I'm the first one in, there's no one there to match against. I'm not sure that's all that helpful. And so thinking about what your incentive is. So let me finish filling this out and see what happens next. Thanks for your interest. Now share the love. We'll be launching soon to connect you with people. Great. So you're explaining, like, you're thanking them. You're saying a little bit more what we are. So you've customized this information. Share this link with others. And you're asking them to do it. And I get that you're doing it and sort of saying it's helpful if you add more people like you. But you're not giving them an incentive to do it. And so this is where that traditional thing can work, where people would say, invite 3 friends and all of you get in, or something like invite 3 friends and we'll give you something special for signing up. Because you really want to make every dollar at this stage of your product go further that you spend on getting people to this page. So if you incentivize this, you could have 30 to 40% more leads coming in because of people that click these share buttons here. So great job. You customize the thank you message. I would look at how you incentivize people to share. In the same way I said how you incentivize people to sign up, you have to think about both sides of the incentive. Izzy, was there anything that jumped out at you on the page you wanted to comment on?
I think you pretty much gave some great advice. The only thing that I would maybe suggest, and I'm not sure if the team at SportMentor is doing this purposely, they're trying to give people a list of sports to choose from, but what if there's just some new trend in sports, or there's just something specific, like let's say if there's paintball. Okay, so there is paintball. Okay, so you probably have just about every sport that's out there, but just in case there's not, you could put in like an other field. That was basically my only gripe.
Cool. So Izzy, let's take a look at the Taylor posted the Grad Edge kickoff pages link. Do you want to start off with that one?
Yes, sure.
All right. How about you start off with that one?
I like the look of the page. I wonder why. And it actually makes me hungry for some reason. It looks kind of like a burger.
It is using what's called our hamburger theme in Kickoff Labs. It's effective for almost exactly this, where you've got a video and stuff and a quick incentive on the side with some headlines above and below. And so we've seen some good sign-up conversion rates on this with this theme. It's just launched last week, and we're seeing on the pages we're getting around 25 to 30% conversion rates. Pretty standard on this theme. So You made a good choice, and I can't wait to see how you guys do. But Izzy, you want to go give them their feedback?
Yeah, sure. Actually, okay. So looking at the page, I see that it says find the best public high schools in San Francisco. I love that headline. You know, it's just simple, short, to the point. There's no extra fluff around there. You know, saying tired of looking for the best. You know, none of that. It just tells you find the best public high schools in San Francisco. Okay, great. So I know exactly what I'm in for. And if it's right for me, I will keep on reading. And if not, I'll just go ahead and leave the page. So let's look at his subheadline. It says, get insights on school-based, on academic rigor and programs. So there's a little bit of a grammar issue there as well. So be sure to watch for that. Take care of that. Our site is coming soon. Enter your email for a free early report which evaluates local high schools. So earlier we mentioned about how bearing incentives, you know, your free early report here within small text, it's not really the way to go. I mean, it's good that you're actually using it inside of the call to action button. It says get free analysis, but what I would also do, I would keep the wording constant. So for example, you say report here, make sure that it says report here as well, and just say that. Just make sure that in all of the following copy, in the actual report, it says, you know, this is your free report. Just keep everything, like I said, constant. Make sure that it's that everything sounds the same within all of your copy. And try calling this out just a little bit more. Like the free early report, I only see that I get it because it's here in the small text. But this call to action, it kind of makes me wonder, okay, so which is my free analysis? What kind of free analysis? Oh, okay, so this is it. So it's a free analysis which evaluates local high schools. So maybe even playing with this free report, you know, just say here, get a free report which evaluates the local high schools, and then inside of this paragraph text, just use it. You know, use this headline that you have. Insights on making a better decision for choosing better schools or an academic program, stuff like that. So that pretty much would be my advice. I really like the use of the video. I'm not going to play the video now, but this theme is actually great for, you know, for adding either a video or a nice important image here. But I like the use of it. Let's see how long it is. Perfect. So I'm not going to play it completely, but it's about a minute long, and that's generally about as long as you want your videos to get for an explainer video. I mean, all in all, I like the page. I really do like the page. Josh, do you have any comments?
Sorry, I was muted. I agree with the feedback. I really liked this page. I liked how, like you said, the headline was very specific. Find the best public high schools in a specific region. So many people try and say, you know, we're going to solve the world's problems and say find the best schools, you know, period. You're saying find the best public, just high schools in San Francisco. And I think that really can help optimize your conversion rate, assuming that you're marketing the page to the right areas and that you're doing some geo-targeted advertising or advertising on Facebook into groups that are located within San Francisco, or you're publishing, you're broadcasting the link to places where you know that these people are going to be. I think you're going to have an incredibly high conversion rate if you send the right people to the page because of how specific the headline is. I agree with Izzy. You know, you might say get free insights on schools, like just something I kind of got that because you had the call to action text of get my free analysis. I got that you know, we'll send you an early report, that was the incentive. I'd flip-flop it, so I would have this, you know, get an early report, or, you know, this enter email for an early report, and then, you know, this will tide you over until our full site launches. And then, like Izzy said, the video being a minute is perfect. And then you have this, hey, before you leave, don't make a mistake. So the copy down here, I really liked the copy down here. and you waited to play on fear to the end, which I appreciate. Some people choose to make this fear-based headline. Don't make the mistake of choosing the wrong school. They'll choose to use that up top. I like people that start with the aspirational headline, which this is, and then if you have to, because somebody scrolled to the end, they haven't signed up yet, like, oh, don't make the mistake. And you're saying, just so you know, don't make the mistake. I really liked it. There was a lot to like about this page that's there. And then this tell us about you. It might be helpful because you've got specific guesses where it's a parent, student, real estate agent. It might be helpful to consider making this a drop down, saying, or you could even have, it's not too much to have 3 fields to say, you are a parent, student, real estate agent. So that way you learn more about the audience that's signing up for the page, and then have tell us more about you with this blank area. That'll help you sort and organize the data, assuming you get a lot of signups and conversions if you're doing it that way. So that's my additional 2 cents. Got time for one more page here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go kind of look at the random button on my browser that doesn't really exist, and choose this. Let's see, CodeStar. Let's choose the CodeStar page here. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with the URL having the extra here. It seems like this should just be the home page or a splash page for it. So if you're seeing the browser, there's this longer URL. Not sure what happens if I actually go to the main site. Let's see. Oh, it's the same one. I guess it was some reason you submitted the longer URL. So it is actually it's different language. Okay, I see. The text changed. Great. All right. So assuming that you're getting the right people that speak the right language to the right landing page, let's take a look at this really quickly. CodeStar or CodeStar, I assume it's code. Do you want to learn coding, make websites and mobile applications? Think about this. Do you want to learn how to code websites and mobile applications? And then say start with online interactive coding lessons. Again, there's some things where if you read this copy out loud, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue. There's just something about the grammar or how it's phrased that to me feels a little bit off. And I think Izzy's pointed that out a couple times. Whereas anytime you have something that's that makes people think, boy, something's off about this, immediately their spidey sense goes off and they want to leave the page. You're also not saying why, you're just saying leave your email address and go. To me, this would say, start your online lessons today, or something like reserve your seat. Like this headline where it says reserve your seat should be up above here. This is why you should sign up for this. And then this extra tagline information could be below in this location about what you're doing. Because these are kind of duplicates, except that this one has a real call to action, reserve your seat for coding lessons. And again, you could say reserve my seat as the button text in this location here for the landing page. So that's kind of my 2 cents. Izzy, did you have any feedback?
Just real quick, because I know we're pretty much wrapping up. As a somewhat budding coder myself, I don't really relate with the image of this guy. It's like this guy looks like a business marketing kind of person, somewhat of a coder. I mean, he has somewhat of a coder look, but if he had a hoodie on or something like that, I think that would like nail the coding community. So just making sure that your prospects identify with the person on the page, because actually, since you're using an image, you're saying, hey, so this is you, right? Well, sign up for it. And if that person doesn't identify with the image, they're just not going to sign up. So that's my feedback. That's my real quick feedback.
All right, thanks, Izzy. I agree with what you said. I think the looking at the visual, making it match people's expectations is exactly a big thing. Couple things from the chat. Let's see. Jesse said, "Just created the website, Chosen Guru, and your advice was helpful." I appreciate it. I appreciate the feedback, Jesse. We're, hopefully, like as he said, we weren't too harsh, and you can take the next step. And we'd be happy to help you. And then Gareth says, "Really useful advice. We'll look at some incentives." You're welcome again. And Taylor says, "Thanks for the great advice. I was considering changing to the 5-slide template to add more about us sample reports, and you guys have made me feel the hamburger theme may be the way to go." Yeah, and you could add, if you have something like a sample report you wanted to add, you could have added that into the space on that theme below the video. I don't think for your situation the 5-slide theme would work as well. A lot of people use it, and then honestly they have trouble filling it up with good content on the page. And the trouble filling it up meaning that they throw all their content up on the page, but it doesn't convince people to sign up in a way that you think it might. It takes a lot more effort to get that page to convert to the degree that you want the page to convert. Anyway, just a couple minutes left. I want to thank everybody that showed up live. I want to thank everybody that submitted their landing page for review and to have Izzy and I tear us apart. And then, yes, I was just getting to the question, Jesse, are we going to do this again? So next week, we're going to have a chat next week, and it's going to be lessons learned in 2014. So we've gone back and we've analyzed data and landing pages, our own pages, and customers' landing pages. So we're going to pull out some tips of things that seem to have evolved in general landing page trends for 2014. The week after that, which would be February 12th, we'll do the reviews again, and we're going to have a guest host this time. Will be with us, and it's going to be Mike Tabor from Startups for the Rest of Us. And so we'll send out an announcement about that if you're on the list. And Mike is going to join us and give us his 2 cents on the landing pages. So don't miss out in 2 weeks on February 12th when we do that. And also don't miss out on the invite that'll go out for the tips of what works for their landing pages. The last thing I have to say, a lot of you, it was great to see a lot of Kickoff Labs pages submitted. We are the quick and easy way to grow your audience online with smarter campaigns. What do we consider a smarter campaign? When you think about combining landing pages for dedicated campaigns, an opt-in form that looks at your high content, your SEO areas, and gets people to opt in because you're using all of your traffic. That viral boost that gets people to refer their friends and gets more people there, and 35% in general across our system for using it. Split testing, so you can see what headlines will actually work on your landing page to get people to sign up. Automatic replies, we do the email reply. I didn't highlight any of those today, but I did get a bunch after signing up from people, which was great to see, to thank them and encourage them to share. And we also let you add your own developers, designers, and copywriters to your account to execute on your vision. So that being said, go ahead, give Kickoff Labs a try if you haven't already. Seems like most of you have, so I appreciate that. And like I said, we'll be back next week with a chat on 2014 trends, and in 2 weeks with another round of landing page reviews. So have a great rest of the day and a great weekend, everyone.